Hey, Tio, I'm gonna bust up your eyes, I'm gonna whip your ass, and I'm gonna beat the shit out of you. You better be ready, boy.
All that more pressure stuff don't mean nothing. As long as I'm like locked in and I'm focused on what I'm supposed to be doing, nothing else matters around me. That 4-weight world champion, it means everything to me. That's me separating myself. A lot of these guys that they claim is the guys nowadays, none of them can say that they are a 4-weight world champion. He got a lot of weaknesses though. He's a very good fighter, but I do see a lot of weaknesses. He's not gonna correct them overnight. It's gonna be the same Tio that we done seen 1,000 times before. He's gonna come out there trying to perform highly, and I'm gonna take advantage of it. But as far as the weaknesses, I'm gonna keep them to myself.
Before this fight go down in a couple of weeks, Shakur Stevenson already gave us a damn classic banger. Yep, he gave us a classic banger. I don't give a damn what anybody say. That last fight, yeah, that last fight actually it was harder than this fight that he gonna be having with Teofimo Lopez. Oh, let me say it one more time. Yeah, Zepeda is a tougher fight than Teofimo Lopez. Yep, you heard it right here. You heard, and you gonna see. You're gonna see on the 31st.
The countdown is on, and Shakur Stevenson just made it clear he's not coming to survive against Teofimo Lopez. He's coming to surgically tear apart every weakness he sees. With fight night rapidly approaching, Shakur Stevenson is sending a loud message from his intense training camp. He's coming to end Teofimo Lopez. Every jab, every session answers the claims and doubts thrown his way, with his trainers fully backing his belief and mindset. As Teofimo continues calling Shakur slow, the confidence and energy pouring out of Stevenson's camp tell a different story. Shakur Stevenson is locked in, ready to prove why he's the best.
One of the best things we have going for us when a person underestimates you, that's lovely. And that ain't the only thing he's underestimating. So we're good.
The greatest thing we got working for us is this mother thinks we slow.
Yeah, he think he's slow. Like, really, bro?
No, that's advantage for us.
Oh yeah, I'm just like, cause I'm really gaffed that he thinks that way.
Shakur Stevenson is reminding everyone why he's a 4-weight world champion, an achievement no one else in his division can claim. To those who say they're on his level, his message is simple and dangerous: you're not. And when it comes to Teofimo Lopez, Shakur believes he's spotted several weaknesses, flaws Teofimo should fix, but he is not doing it, and now Shakur is vowing to expose those by himself on fight night. He's keeping those details secret, saving the revelation for the moment they finally meet in the ring.
Nothing else matters around me. That 4-weight world champion, it means everything to me. That's me separating myself. A lot of these guys that they claim is the guys nowadays, none of them can say that they are a 4-weight world champion. He got a lot of weaknesses though. He's a very good fighter, but I do see a lot of weaknesses. He's not gonna correct them overnight. It's gonna be the same Tio that we done seen 1,000 times before. He's gonna come out there trying to perform highly, and I'm gonna take advantage of it, but as far as the weaknesses, I'm gonna keep them to myself.
And with that, renowned boxer-turned-analyst Tim Bradley shuts down the claims that Shakur Stevenson will only run against Teofimo Lopez. He reminds everyone that Shakur is a proven fighter who has already delivered plenty of banger fights in his career. Bradley even argues that the William Zepeda bout was tougher than Teofimo, calling the critics' talk nothing more than fake hype. He goes further, insisting Shakur has everything it takes not just to win, but to completely outbox Teofimo Lopez on January 31st.
I just want to remind y'all that when everybody's saying, oh, Shakur, he gonna run against Zepeda with all that pressure and volume that Zepeda brings to the ring, and everybody's saying Shakur gonna run against Teofimo Lopez once he feel that power, this and that. Okay, just remember this. Shakur gonna do what Shakur gotta do to win the fight. That's it. Plain and simple. Shakur is going to be and do whatever he needs to do to win the fight. Exciting, boring, whatever the hell you want to say, it don't matter. He already gave you a damn banger. Yeah, he gave you a banger, a classic in his last fight. Yeah, so he gotta be smart, he gotta be in tune, he gotta be sharp, and he gonna beat and outbox and have...
Adding to the tension, the long-standing animosity between Teofimo Lopez Sr., the father and trainer of Teofimo Lopez, and Shakur Stevenson has led to a brutal warning. Predicting the fight, Tim Bradley says things won't be as easy for Teofimo and his father as they believe. He claims Lopez Sr., from the corner, will do little more than shout instructions to fight, only to be left with a heartbreaking result in the end, because, in Bradley's view, Shakur Stevenson is going to dismantle his son.
Teofimo Lopez Sr. in the corner saying all kind of ninjas. Get that ninja, get that mother effing ninja. He gonna have him saying all kind of stuff inside the damn corner. Yeah,
As this highly anticipated showdown draws closer, Shakur Stevenson's camp is more fired up than ever. His head trainer, Wally Moses, has revealed what could be the blueprint to break down Teofimo Lopez, and it's brutally simple: tear him apart. Moses is making sure his champion lives by those words, taking every piece of guidance seriously. He's confident that a sharper, constantly improving Shakur will show up exactly as planned, executing a game plan as ruthless as it sounds.
It's the fight that I've been kind of waiting for my entire life. I didn't have to make this fight. This fight, I could have just stayed at 135 pounds. I made this fight happen because I know Teo is one of the guys at 140. He got a big resume, big accomplishments. And I know there's going to be some doubt with people and fans when I go fight this guy. It's going to be people that really believe that this guy's going to beat me. I'm not on the level that I think I am and I say I am. So I made this fight for that reason. That was, my competitive edge kind of kicked in when I wanted to make this fight.
Mainly, work on your pace, you know what I'm saying? When you need a fast pace in him, I don't think he can keep up with us with a fast pace. I think it'll break him down.
As the build-up continues from the rising tension already surrounding this matchup, the narrative now shifts toward the moment Shakur Stevenson believes will define his career. This is the opportunity many felt was inevitable, a star-making clash against Teofimo Lopez. For Stevenson, this fight is not just about winning a belt or silencing critics, but about seizing a moment he believes belongs to him. Everything he has worked toward points to this night, and the confidence surrounding his camp suggests he has no intention of letting it slip away.
Teo knows it's going to be a real fight. Shakur knows it's going to be a real fight. And I look at Shakur like a fighter who has a blank canvas. He's got the IQ, he got the experience, and the athleticism, and the skill set where he can paint any type of picture he wants to on a blank canvas. When I look at Teofimo Lopez, he's almost that. He has a blank canvas, but he needs an outline on what to draw and what to paint inside the line. Now, every now and again, he'll go away from the outline that he has and he'll do something dope and you'll be like, "Ooh, that was cool. That wasn't on the outline right there." But I don't think that he can create on the fly like a Shakur Stevenson.
From another angle, veteran voices in boxing see Teofimo Lopez as far from a straightforward assignment. Antonio Tarver, now watching the sport through an analytical lens, views Lopez as a fighter who thrives when he fully embraces who he is. In Tarver's assessment, Teofimo's best chance lies in being unapologetically himself, fast, fearless, unpredictable, and willing to take risks that others wouldn't dare attempt inside the ring.
I think that's the only chance he got, is to really be his ultra self, you know, doing all the things that makes him Teofimo Lopez. The footwork could be a major advantage for him, you know, being able to get inside. You know, a lot of times he fights free. You know, he don't really have a style. He does what it takes. And he's a gutsy fighter. You know what I mean? Real gutsy. He's not going to be leery to take chances. He's a gambler in there. You know what I'm saying? So he's a live underdog, I would say.
Tarver highlights Lopez's footwork as a possible difference maker, pointing out how it could allow him to close distance and fight on his own terms. Teofimo isn't a rigid textbook boxer. Instead, he adapts in the moment, doing whatever is necessary to survive and succeed. That freedom, according to Tarver, is what makes him dangerous. He doesn't overthink situations, and he doesn't hesitate when opportunities appear.
A live underdog, but if he's to win this fight, I think he has to probably stop Shakur Stevenson. He's going to have to hit him with something, and let's hope Shakur's hands hold up. I still believe if he's in a fisticuff, you know, and he has to slug it out, you know, those brutal hands going to have to hold up if he want to put a dent in Teofimo Lopez.
As attention shifts from Tarver to other respected voices, Paulie Malignaggi adds another layer to the conversation. He sees this fight as one of the most difficult matchups either man has faced. While he leans towards Stevenson overall, Malignaggi is quick to warn against underestimating Lopez, especially when pressure mounts and expectations drop around him. Malignaggi explains that Teofimo becomes most dangerous when his back is against the wall. When people doubt him or expect him to lose, Lopez often delivers his strongest performances.
There's a replay there. You want to give Shakur the edge, and I do, but Teo is not something to play with, because when he's got his back to the wall, he becomes the most difficult guy to deal with, you know? And he's got his best performances when people count him out. And then when people feel like he's going to win easily, he's got his worst performances. So this is one of those times where Teo could make it really, really interesting. Shakur, for me, is a possible pound-for-pound #1 at one time. But if there's a guy who could be a threat to him, it is Teo, because Teo has that little bit of difference-making ability.
Is it a 60-40 fight? Is it still close?
I mean, it's probably 60-40, maybe even higher, but that's a live 30 and 40 by Teofimo, because, again, the way he shows up is very, very difficult and tricky.
Even so, Malignaggi gives Stevenson a slight edge due to his consistency and discipline. He believes Shakur's technical ability and calm approach allow him to manage chaos better than most fighters. Yet, he also emphasizes that Lopez has the tools to disrupt that rhythm, making the contest far closer than some fans might expect.
At first look, at first glance, I mean, this is Shakur Stevenson written all over, right? This is Shakur's coming out party. This is where Shakur lives up to the expectation, but there is a tricky element to this fight as well, because Teofimo Lopez always saves his best performances for the moment when you write him off, for the moment when you're ready to say, okay, he's gone too far, now he's going to lose. And his two career wins where he's been an underdog, I think most people were picking him to lose the Taylor fight. But more so than that, the Lomachenko fight, really most people were looking for him to lose that Lomachenko fight. And I think he's probably the only guy to have beaten Lomachenko legitimately, you know? So you know, Teofimo has a way of being at his most dangerous when he's got his back to the wall and people are counting him out.
Beyond this single matchup, Malignaggi views the fight as a potential turning point for the sport itself. Both fighters are already seen as pound-for-pound talents, whether ranked inside the top 10 or just outside it. However, he believes the winner of this fight could take a massive step toward becoming the very best in boxing, with Stevenson in particular showing the qualities of a future pound-for-pound #1.
Shakur is in his prime, and he's very, very good, and I think he's possibly, you know, the level of a fighter that could probably be the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the sport if he would just have the right opponents in front of him to beat, because he would beat them. But this is the one guy where it's really, really tricky. It's the one guy that could really offset that is Teofimo, on the right night, of course. Shakur, I think, is a more consistent, better fighter. But Teofimo at his best, sometimes looks almost unbeatable, you know? So that's the only thing that gives you some tricky feelings about it. You feel like Shakur is ready to do this, and this is the moment, but Teofimo tends to be that guy who's the most dangerous in these moments, so it's tricky.
As January 31st approaches, the sense grows that this bout could settle long-standing debates, or at least push one fighter decisively closer to the sport's summit. While opinions remain divided, the stakes continue to rise with every new prediction, and the spotlight grows brighter on both men.
Great matchup, tough fight. I want to see what Teofimo shows up, because sometimes it's Teofimo, sometimes it's Teofimo, the great fighter who beat Lomachenko, who beat Taylor. That's a tough Teofimo. But then we've also seen him, you know, in off nights.
Right.
And so that's kind of the only question that I have. You know, which Teofimo's gonna show up.
Adding his voice to the discussion, Oscar De La Hoya approaches the matchup with respect for both fighters. He openly praises Lopez's explosiveness and athleticism, while acknowledging just how difficult Stevenson is to break down. From his perspective, Shakur's style has been nearly untouchable throughout his professional career, with very few fighters even coming close to solving the puzzle.
What do you think about Shakur and Teo? What kind of fighter we have?
It's gonna be a great fight.
What's the most compelling part of the matchup for those two guys?
That's gonna be a great. You know what? Teo's a hell of a fighter. I love Teo. But I love Shakur. his style is almost impossible to break. But if there's a fighter who can break it, it's Teo. But it's going to be a hell of a fight because I love Shakur because he doesn't run. He's right there in front of you. So it's up to Teo to do something, but I think it's going to be a great fight.
De La Hoya points to Stevenson's elite jab and precise control of distance as the foundation of his success. Those tools have allowed him to dominate high-level opponents with minimal risk. Yet, even with that admiration, De La Hoya doesn't dismiss Lopez. Instead, he suggests that if there is anyone capable of disrupting Stevenson's rhythm, it would be Teofimo, due to his raw talent and aggression.
What do you think he has to do to kind of deal with a guy like Shakur Stevenson? How would you approach a fighter like Shakur Stevenson if you were Teofimo Lopez with the attributes that he has?
I would think Teofimo, being that technically he's a bigger fighter, bigger size, he's been at the weight class a little more and then just maybe built into it more. I would think he would have to use that, size as an advantage. But it's hard to say because, I mean, Shakur Stevenson fucking good at what he does.
As perspectives continue to stack up, IBF super lightweight champion Richardson Hitchens delivers one of the most aggressive predictions of all. He sees only one outcome in this matchup and believes Stevenson operates on a completely different level. In his view, Shakur's skill set is something Lopez simply hasn't dealt with before. Hitchens acknowledges that Teofimo is gifted and athletic, but he believes Stevenson's defensive mastery and high ring IQ create problems that are nearly impossible to solve.
Man, Shakur finna fuck Teo up. I don't know. I'm telling you, Teo better wake the fuck up. I mean, at the end of the day...
You think it's competitive though? It's close?
Yeah, I think it can be competitive.
Yeah.
Teo is real gifted. Shakur is real defensive. And, I feel like when a fighter is super defensive, it can play against you also, because if you go in there trying to be really defensive, it can play against you. But Shakur's a high-level boxer, and Teo ain't on Shakur level. Teo know that. And, like I told Teo when I see him, I said it's different. He told me that me and Shakur is used to each other. That's why I feel like it's different. He said Shakur not used to him. So in 2 weeks, we'll see.
Taken together, these viewpoints paint a complex picture. Lopez is seen as dangerous, explosive, and unpredictable, a fighter capable of changing the fight in a single moment. Stevenson, on the other hand, is portrayed as calculated, disciplined, and relentlessly improving, with a style that frustrates opponents into making mistakes.
Teofimo, Shakur, I think Shakur. I like Shakur stylistically, Teofimo is a tough fighter as well, but it's gonna be a boring fight, honestly. It's gonna be a chess game because they're both smart fighters. They're very technical, and they're gonna be very defensive to the whole fight,
What makes this matchup so compelling is the contrast in identities. One thrives on chaos and risk, the other on precision and control. Each expert agrees on one thing: both men possess pound-for-pound ability, and the winner will leave January 31st with far more than just a victory on paper.
I got Shakur. I think it's gonna go all 12 rounds. Shakur is gonna outbox him, I feel like. But I wouldn't be surprised if it was to end earlier, But like I said, I'm not taking none away from Teofimo. He's a great fighter. He's where he's at now for a reason. But I'm definitely have to go with Shakur on this one. I think he's just on another level.
How did he get the job done?
I think like I said, I'm leaning towards decision.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna outbox him beautifully. So that's what I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go with decision.
Do you think it'll be competitive? Teo had that athletic.
For sure.
Have more power, right?
Yeah.
Maybe even more speed.
Nah, for sure. It ain't gonna be a walk in the park.
Yeah,
like I said, two great talented fighters. They both where they at for a reason. It's not gonna be a walk in the park. But I think when it's all said and done, Shakur will be the one with his hands raised.
As the countdown continues, the momentum appears to lean towards Stevenson's mindset. He views this fight as a chance to validate years of discipline, while Lopez sees it as an opportunity to defy expectations once again. That collision of purpose is what makes the outcome impossible to ignore.
No, it's like a... I don't know. You want to say like a Pernell Whitaker versus a Sugar Ray Leonard type of deal. Like that's how I look at like. Yeah, both athletic, both sharp, both really good on their defense, both just very explosive. Like it's one of them fights. Like You talking about Marvin Hagler? He used to come and get you. Like Shakur can do that. Now you don't know what he's gonna do for this fight. You don't know, but I know he's gonna do whatever he gotta do to win. So.
Who's the elite fighter out of all of them? Devin Haney, Teofimo Lopez, Shakur Stevenson. Obviously you pick Shakur for Teo, but who's the best of the best? Tank. Who do you feel is the king, the emperor of all the kings?
Shakur.
All right.
Yeah. I mean, I'm being honest with you. Like I've been knowing Shakur since he was like 15. We went to the Olympics together, and just to see how he, you know what I'm saying? Like, he has gotten so much better.
As fight night closes in, Shakur Stevenson's mindset remains crystal clear. He's locked in, confident, and fully committed to exploiting every weakness he believes Teofimo Lopez brings into the ring. January 31st isn't just about winning, it's about proving dominance. Stay tuned, drop your prediction, and subscribe for non-stop fight night breakdowns and updates.